What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so now that the Knicks have eliminated the Boston Celtics, this is the only remaining series now. Thunder Nuggets only remaining series from the second round of these playoffs, and Game 7 will be held tomorrow, and the game will be at OKC. And you may recall toward the last few minutes of Game 6, a game that the Nuggets dominated the second half of that contest. You may recall Aaron Gordon started holding his hamstring, which was a bad sign. And now it appears that Aaron Gordon may miss Game 7 of this series. Now, it's not etched in stone. There was some hope, I think, that after that evening, into the next day, which would be yesterday morning, that he would play. But now it seems that he's been downgraded a bit. And I've been reading that even if it's a grade 1 hamstring strain, that may necessitate him being out for at least a week, which of course is not good because look, Aaron Gordon has been a very impactful player for the Denver Nuggets. You can make an argument that when it comes to consistency, I'm not saying he's been their best player, but when it comes to consistency, he may have been their most consistent player this postseason. Of course, he's had some huge shots. He hit essentially the game winner. What was it? I think he had a game-winning dunk in their series against the Clippers. He essentially had a game-winning shot earlier in this series, a three-pointer, if not mistaken, against the Thunder when they rallied to come back at OKC. I think that might be Game 2, and he's just been hitting big shots left and right throughout this series and throughout this season. Even though he has had an injury-plagued season, I think he's only appeared in 51 games this regular season. So he's already had injury issues and been hit with the injury bug in general. So to have a healthy Aaron Gordon was a boom for the Denver Nuggets. So to not have him out there would be a big blow. Now they could still win, but man, they really kind of need him. You know what I'm saying? And he's been very impactful, like I said, this postseason. I think so far this postseason he's been averaging, is it this postseason, I think, or this series? I think in this postseason, he's been averaging almost 17 points, about 7 rebounds, about 3 assists. He's been he's been their second best player, which usually is reserved for Jamal Murray. And at times, Jamal Murray plays like their best player or their second best player, but he's been more inconsistent than he has been in prior postseasons. So, yeah, this would be a big blow if Denver is not able to get his contributions. And it seems like even if he does go, this might be a situation where he's going to have a reduced effect out there, obviously. And it's probably going to be he plays in spurts, which, when you look at the whole situation, it may be better for him not to play. Because when you're dealing with a hamstring, first of all, it's extremely painful. Secondly, playing with a hamstring injury, I would think, I'm no doctor or medical expert, but I would think the compensation that you're going to make playing with a hamstring injury possibly could lead to not just further injury of that hamstring, but it could also lead to you straining other areas of your body that you normally wouldn't be straining because you're compensating for it. So I don't know. I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? But Denver got to figure something out. Denver got to figure something out. And if you're OKC, I mean, you don't want to be elated at an injury, but at the same time, that's something that could work in your favor, not having his impact out there. And not just offensively, but defensively. That could open up things for the OKC Thunder as well. And like I said, Gordon has been very impactful. And he's improved a lot over the last couple of years, man. He really has. It's the same guy that at one point in time in his career, if I'm not mistaken, people saw as just a dunker. And he has truly elevated his game since he's come over from the Orlando Magic. And that's pretty much all I got to say on this one, man. That's pretty much all I got to say. And I said, I think in my other video that if I had to take a guess, I think I gave OKC like a 2 out of 3 chance of winning Game 7 without Aaron Gordon. I think maybe it's more like 3 out of 4 chance of winning Game 7. Because I just got to think, at first I was kind of shaky with OKC, but I got to think, man, guys like Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren, who've been less than stellar in this series. I got to think that the Thunder kind of do one of those games, and they know that they're seen as this young team that doesn't have any experience. They look sort of vulnerable against the Denver Nuggets. I can't help but think that they're going to come out there and not just come out and with unrelenting passion and energy and physicality, but I think they're going to be like that the entire game, man. You know what I'm saying? Like this, we know that Denver can come back and desperation time now. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to have what happened to the Cavaliers happen to you if you're OKC. You don't want your season, this beautiful season, this 68-win season, come to a close because you didn't come up there and do what you had to do, And you got the youth advantage. And if Aaron Gordon doesn't go, you might have a depth advantage in this game, So I think OKC is probably going to win Game 7. But, we'll have to wait and see. Tell me what you guys think.